As a starter to this piece on different language and words I've heard and used in my life, mostly Scottish lingo, here is a good example of how the Scots dialect sounds like another language, with its felicitous combination of sing-songy accents, odd and different words, and variant grammar. It's a description of a sketch by the great comedian Stanley Baxter. His Parliamo Glasgow, Let's Speak Glaswegian, is one of the funniest sketches I've heard. I hope also to a non-Scots ear. Stanley Baxter is walking with a friend who is tired. They meet Clara with her barrow selling vegetables. Stanley says to his complaining friend, "Where the hell's the mare?" She says, "I'm tired oot. Can he ging nae for her?" He suggests, "Tak a seat on Rahonnel or a barra." His friend says, "Is our nara Rahonnel or a barra?" He asks the barrow woman, "Zara Tamara on Rabara Clara?" She replies, "No, is no a Tamara, is a Mara." Stanley's tired friend, aptly named Mia Farrow, says, "I think I'll buy Ramara for ma Farah." Stanley says, "Mia Farah bora Mara for a Farah." There are 5 sets of rolling R's to get the tongue round there. Then Mia, as she puts the marrow back, accidentally knocks some vegetables out of the barrow, and Stanley says, "Oh no! Mia Farah's caught Clara's barra wi' a mara." For a wee bit more understanding of this sketch, you'll need to translate the words with glottal stops, such as mar for matter, was a mar, tamara for tomato, zara tamara, and farah for father, or in a couple more examples, butter for butter, or indeed perhaps even glottal for glottal. You'll need to know joined-up words such as zara for is that, as in zara mara, and also you'll need farah for her. And you'll need to know a different word for upset in kaupt rabara, an expression also containing the definite article the becoming ra. So you get ramara, rabara, and ratamara. So now you can easily understand Zaramara, I'll buy it for ma farah, gie it to him ramara. That last word in this case, not the marrow, but tomorrow. As if the Scots lingo wasn't difficult enough with just one meaning. As I recalled many bits of Scottish dialect from my childhood and later, I realised that many Scottish people must be brought up almost bilingual, possibly a bit like me, able to revert to a Scottish accent and use words peculiar to Scottish dialects. Of course, it's not just Scotland full of different dialects. There are other regions in the UK where the accents and ways of speaking are so diverse and rich, they are also akin to a foreign language. In my case, when I go back to Scotland, I can use other words and certainly understand different dialects. I think that having lived and worked in 6 other countries, I have trimmed my speaking sails to make life easier for listeners not brought up to a Scottish brogue and experiencing expressions that are almost foreign. I hope this piece will give a good picture of the bilingual early life I've known, and also show a few interesting examples of different English in other countries. It's an odd thing about Scots and English, not the people, the language. Most folk from other English-speaking countries have difficulty with broad Scots, but Scots speakers can easily understand ordinary English, possibly because, as James Boswell observed long ago, The true reason is that books and public discourse in Scotland are in the English tongue. Certainly, people in other English-speaking countries would have little or no contact with Scots lingo. Here now is a real example of someone speaking in rough-edged dialect, recalled from the 1960s, a salesman we met in a country pub, having a pub lunch. In addition to his broad brogue, he had a serious case of Tourette's, some of which I have reduced here for the sake of decency and your sanity. Good to meet you, boys. Geez, I need this fucking pint. Been on the road all morning. You wouldn't credit it, but I was driving along and this fucking Jimmy passes me on a double yellow line. Of course I fucking flashed my fucking lights and pressed my horn, but he was gone, man, fucking gone. Dangerous. There's a lot of fucking idiots out there. Think they fucking own the roads. Let me tell yous, without a word of a lie, I would take their fucking cars away from them. The way they drive. See me, I drive for a fucking living. Got to drive safe. I'm a salesman. Kitchen products. Every fucking thing for your kitchen, from spoons to sinks to fucking splashbacks. I supply the lot. Aye, it's a good job. I mean, see me, in here, having a fucking liquid lunch. Just the one pint though, and a wee pork pie, or else I'd lose my job. Can't afford that. Got a fucking family, haven't I? Twa weans, a laddie and a lassie, lovely children, my life and joy, baith at school, cleverer than their fucking father. Yeah, that's for fucking sure. Although I ken yin thing, I'm no fucking zipped up the back. I see the bairns as often as I can. The fucking wife left me a couple of years ago. She said she couldn't take my going on and on anymore. Took the kids with her. Life can be fucking funny, eh? If you get my meaning.